Hi, it's Nick from Taunton Leisure here, and today we're going to be talking about SnowPeak, and specifically their entry line tents. So SnowPeak were founded in the 60s by Yukio Yamai, and originally started making mountaineering gear for his own use, like crampons and pitons and carabiners. Fast forward on 25 years, and they got into the outdoor camping market. So they first focused on accessories, chairs, their multi-stand, and their cook sets were particularly famous at the time. And the Amenity Dome behind me there was one of their first tent designs. You might know SnowPeak for their innovative use of titanium and aluminium to make products such as this lightweight cook set. But today we're going to focus on looking at their new tent range right behind us, which is the entry line tents. And we're going to talk you through all the models right now. So let's have a quick look at the range. We've got the Entry Pack TT. We've got the Amenity Dome M, that comes in a large and a small, that's the medium size. And we've got the Entry Room 2 Elfield. So, as entry line would suggest, these tents are a great place to start your camping adventure. They're all based around great design, great quality materials, and super easy pitching. So let's talk about the materials that the tents are made with. They're all extremely good quality materials, and they use the same fly fabric on all of the tents. So this is a 75 denier polyester taffeta. It's got a PU coating on the inside, very similar to virtually all the tents out there in the marketplace that are made of nylon or polyester. On the outside, it's got a Teflon DWR coating. This is not normal for most of the tents in the outdoor world. So that's basically a better quality DWR. So that should make this tent really, really waterproof, and it'll bead really, really well. The hydrostatic head of the fabric itself is 2000 millimeters, which is more than waterproof enough for wind-driven rain. So that's fine. The inners are made of polyester as well, and the ground sheet on the inner is an Oxford polyester, which is a cotton and polyester mix, which is really, really high quality. So, you know, this is used in all the best quality tents. It's got a 10,000 millimeter hydrostatic head on the ground sheet of all the inner tents, the bedroom compartments. So really excellent, really durable, just great. Can't go far wrong with that. So all the tents use aluminium poles, extremely high quality, so much better than a fiberglass pole. Basically, they're super easy to put through the pole sleeves. They're much stronger, they're much lighter. That reduces the pack size and the weight, which is really excellent as well. They just snap together perfectly. They've got no joiners to catch on any of the pole sleeves. So that's a really, really nice feature. Adds to the price of the tent, but it's worth every penny. Another common feature amongst the entry line tents is that they all have color-coded poles and color-coded sleeves. So it's nice and easy to work out which pole you're going to use through which sleeve. So yellow color coding on the sleeve, yellow color coding on the pole. Similar over on the entry line, but it has color coding on the actual clips as well. So when you're putting the outer on, you know which corner to clip it on. So yeah, all the poles, all the points, they're all color coded. Even inside the inner, you can't quite see, but there is color coding on that inside sleeve as well. So you really can't go wrong there. A nice little feature on the tents, not on the Amenity Dome because all of the poles are internal, but on the other two, you've got a wrap guy line point. Now you see this on some other tents, but basically by wrapping around the actual tent itself and passing it through, you reduce the amount of strain that's on the tent's outer fabric. So it's a really nice little design. That's nice and tight round the pole. The pole is strong, much stronger than this stitching point. So now you simply guy it out and all the strain goes onto the pole and basically virtually nothing on the fabric itself. Now these wrap points are top and bottom on both of the external pole tents. So I think this one's got 16 guy points, the other one's got 12, and there's about 8 on the Amenity Dome in various places. So they're all guyed out really well and pretty solid. So yeah, I said these aren't for winter, but actually they'll certainly stand up to some bad weather with the amount of guying and the structure, the stiffness of the poles. So yeah, really good. So one of the main ethoses behind the SnowPeak tents is to really try and get closer to nature. For that reason, they don't put a sewn-in ground sheet in the main tent on any of their tents in the entry line range. Two good things there. One, you've got the grass underneath your feet, which is really nice if you were using something like the Elfield here as a day shelter. Do you want to have a ground sheet under your feet? Well, I personally don't. I like to feel the grass underneath my feet. It makes it feel much more natural. The other good thing is that it saves on pack size and weight, which is really, really useful. So not only do they do that, but on every tent in the entry line range, they all have a front and a rear door. Now the Elfield here is the only one with mesh at both front and back of those doors. But as you can see, it's just amazing for ventilation. In fact, all 3 tents offer the same ventilation. It's just to benefit from the meshing, you have to have the inner inside the tent. Now you can only have the inner in that one because that pitch is inner first with the fly over the top. On this one, again, you've got mesh and ventilation all the way through. Absolutely brilliant. Just really improving your camping experience, I think, making it much more like camping rather than just almost making it like home. You know, you want to feel like you're camping, and that's what these tents really achieve. Okay, so let's talk about the Entry Pack TT set. So it comprises the Vault tent and the Amenity Tarp Hexa. You can buy both of these items separately, but we sell it as a pack, and as you can see, it works absolutely perfectly together. So the Amenity Tarp Hexa is a massive tarp. Now, I haven't got a table and 4 chairs, but if I wanted to put a big family camping table and 4 chairs, you could probably even fit 6 chairs and 6 people under this tarp. You can see the head height's really good, let alone if you're actually sat down in a chair. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Really extends your tent out. You can pitch this anywhere, so it doesn't have to be over the front of the tent. It just means that if you pitch it like this, exactly where it is, you can see it gives you pretty much full coverage of the door. So if it was raining, you can leave this front door open, makes it a little bit nicer, makes you feel like you're not trapped inside your tent, which is really, really good. So the head height inside the tent, you're going to have to duck to get in through the door, I'm afraid. It's not a full stand-up height. I think it's 150 centimetres in total, so I can quite happily stand up just a little bit bent over. If I was in the bedroom compartment, I could quite easily get changed. It's not that low. You can stand up and put your trousers on and do whatever you need to do. Bedroom compartment itself, it's designed to sleep 4. You'd probably want to sleep 3 or even 2 in it, really. You know, it's a luxurious size for 2 people. really great. As we detailed before, the bedroom compartment has got mesh on either door at either end. So I'm stood here right now. There's a lovely breeze running through. That's going to keep you really, really nice in the summer. I mean, this tent is focused towards the summer. Let's face it, it's not a winter camping tent. And you wouldn't buy it as such, but absolutely beautiful in the summer. So porch area here, actually a decent size. Even with the door rolled down, you could quite happily set up some cooking here. You've got enough room, quite happily, to sit down in your Helinox chair and enjoy the evening if it was raining a lot. So yeah, you've got plenty of room for another person sat opposite you. Small table in the middle maybe, that kind of thing. Be really great. So there's a side door, only one side door, but you've got a front and a back door as well. So how many doors do you need? So, but if you had that rolled down, you can quickly step through the side door and get out. If it was raining really bad, I guess it's quite a bit quicker to actually do that door than the front door, which is nice. And then when you come round to the back of the tent, you can see the pole set up, which goes straight over the top of the tent. That's what's holding your amenity tarp hexa up. But also at the back of the tent, you've got a really nice little storage space. So, you know, it keeps that front area clean. I mean, you could use this as a get in, get out of the bedroom compartment as well to save waking people up in the night if you want. But I personally would be using this little area here to stash more stuff out of the way, so it keeps the bedroom area and the front of the tent nice and clear. So not only is it great for ventilation, great for making the tent feel much more open and nice, but lovely little bit of storage there as well. So yeah, what's it missing? Probably not much really. You know, it's a really, really great setup. I would own one of these myself. Great, so let's talk about the Amenity Dome. So this is the Amenity Dome M, as you can see, so it stands for medium. So basically it's set up officially for 2 adults and 2 children, but personally I would have said probably more like 2 adults and 1 child maximum. The bedroom compartment's nice and roomy, to be fair, so you probably could have 2 adults and 2 children in there if you really wanted to. Again, bedroom compartments, got ventilated doors. If it's really windy, you can simply close the venting up. You're not going to get any breeze through there. So if it is a little bit colder, then yeah, just basically do them up and you're happy with that. Head height inside this, it's 10 centimeters lower than the tent next door, so it's 140 inside, but again, I can comfortably stand up to get changed, do whatever I need to do before I step outside of the tent, so that's good. A side door, again, which is useful, especially when you've got the big front door rolled down. You can simply come through the side door. This one pitches inner first, so the poles go through sleeves actually in the inner, and then the fly sheet goes over the top. The only pole that isn't on the inner is this one on the porch area, which has an external sleeve. So pretty easy to pitch again. Probably 3-4 minutes for one person, maybe 5 at the outside. Basically super easy. Got a load of guying points. We haven't put the guys on this one, or not many on. It's a beautiful day today, so don't really need those guying points, but all the doors roll back and toggle. Great. And then to the rear of the tent, you haven't got any storage space like on the vault, not really. There's a tiny little area there. You could put some shoes in there for sure. The door rolls back. You can either have both sides open for max ventilation, or one side open just to get in and out. You would open the other side to get in and out because of the zipping. But yeah, you could put a couple of pairs of muddy footwear there just to keep them out of the way. Yeah, bit of ventilation up underneath as well. So there's some extra mesh there, which will help with getting even more air into the tent, especially if you've got the doors closed at night. So yeah, great little tent again, super easy to pitch, really stable, because it's basically like a geodesic design or a crossing hole design. Means that you can pitch this on the beach if you wanted to pitch it on the beach. So, you know, super functional really. Nice little tent. Okay, so we're on to the entry room to Elfield. This is the biggest tent in the range that we do. As you can see, it's a really nice sized tent, designed for 4 people. So the sleeping compartment is a generous 4 in that one. Haven't got the sleeping compartment fitted right at this moment in time because it's quite big. So we're just going to have a quick look inside the tent and then we'll fit it in a minute. So basically, as I explained before, the tent is fully ventilated, absolutely brilliant. This one on the external doors, this is the only one with mesh on both external doors. As you can see, absolutely amazing. If you want to use this as a shelter right now to keep the bugs off on a summer's day, but keep the sun off you, you could quite happily sit in there all day. The breeze is just blasting straight through this tent. Absolutely brilliant. So obviously these doors, if you want to get rid of that mesh because it's too windy or it starts raining, you've got a normal door closure on there, which is pretty easy to operate, as you can see. So that's on both ends, good for privacy as well. So yeah, when you move inside the tent, you've got 2 side doors in the area where you'd walk into the tent in front of the bedroom compartment if it was in. Those side doors simply unzip and then they just toggle back like that. There's no roll on those, which is fine. Both side doors, again, come with full ventilation. Those obviously roll back to make them look nice and tidy as well. You can pretty much get away without toggling them, but we will. So that's great. So if you've got the front door open or the back door open, but you want more ventilation, you can quite happily leave this side door open. It would have to be raining a lot to worry about much moisture coming through here. And even if it did, it's straight into the front of your tent and you're straight onto the grass. So probably not going to worry about that too much. Great, so we've just put the bedroom in now. It was pretty easy. It bungee cords in to the pegs at the back of the tent and then simply pegs out with 2 pegs, one at either corner for the front of the bedroom compartment. As I said before, this one sleeps 4. It's pretty generous, to be honest. Feet at that end. You've got your rear door to get out again. So if you want to ventilate the bedroom overnight, you could have both of them open if you really wanted to let plenty of breeze through, which is nice. Doors roll back much like most other tents, which is really good. You've got a couple of pockets on either side of the tent, which you can just pop some bits and bobs into to keep a head torch or a watch or whatever it is you want to be able to find in the night. Really easy to find. So yeah, pretty simple really. Same construction as all the other tent compartments. So it's a polyester with the Oxford polycotton ground sheet. So yeah, really nice, really light, really airy, as is the rest of the tent. Great head height in here as well. So plenty of room in front of the bedroom compartment in the rest of the tent. So you can easily set up a big table in here, 4 chairs. It's a proper 4-man tent. There's no squeezing to be done in this tent. It's really, really nice and roomy. One of the other unique features about the Elfield, or unique in SnowPeak's entry line range, is that this one comes with a roof protector. So if you've not owned a tent with a roof protector before, they are really good. It's something if all tents should come with a roof protector, it does 3 jobs, and it does 3 jobs really well. Basically, it protects the top of the tent from UV, so that means this tent's definitely going to stay more waterproof for a longer period of time. It protects the top of the tent from the most obvious place where you're going to get bird lime, so it's going to improve the look of your tent because bird lime stains a tent. It also affects the DWR of the tent, so effectively it's pretty acidic bird lime. So much better to sacrifice the roof protector than to sacrifice the main tent. And then the third job that it does, which is actually probably top of the list, is that it just reduces the amount of heat transmission coming into the tent on a really sunny, hot day. So with the sun beating down, that heat transmission into a tent, it can really make it feel hot inside. With this air gap underneath, there's a good 5 or 6 inches of space, and that air is basically stopping all of the sun's heat from getting into the tent there. So it makes a big difference. You know, summer camping, which this is focused towards, it's just going to help so much. It's a really, really good idea. Perfectly designed, actually makes the tent look pretty nice as well. So yeah, great feature. So one of the added extras that you can buy for any of the entry line tents in the range is a mat and sheet set. So essentially, it's a ground sheet protector, which you can buy for virtually every other tent that's produced. So that one can just pop underneath the bedroom compartment. That adds even more waterproofing. So you basically lay it out. You would slide it underneath the bedroom compartment, and then you can peg it down. You can put it onto the same pegs that the bedroom compartment's pegged to, which is ideal. So that gives you a bit of extra waterproofing. Not that you really need it, but it certainly protects the bottom of the bedroom compartment, which is good. Keeps it clean, so when you're packing it away, that's nice. And then you've got the mat set. So the mat set is basically a nice bit of insulation for the inside of the bedroom compartment. It is also padded because it's foam, which is great. So in winter, if it's a bit colder, this is going to really insulate the bedroom compartment nicely. So certainly be a lot warmer inside the compartment. I know you'll have a sleeping mat to sleep on. This isn't purely designed to sleep on. You could do if you really like a firm bed, but essentially it's just for insulation. So once it's laid out, quite pleasant underfoot, keep you warmer, adds a bit of padding as well. Just really nice stick. Overall, we think the entry line range of tents from SnowPeak is a great addition to our range. They're firmly focused towards summer camping, and we really like that. If you want to beat the heat, then you've got to get a ventilated tent, and these are amazing for that. If you want any more details about the tents, to check on latest stock levels and prices, just visit our website. Thanks for watching.